So my message today is on the theme of bringing it home. And I'm not talking about transporting something to my house. Today is about getting to the heart of the matter, making perfectly clear what the message of Christmas is and bringing it home. Not just today, but all year round. So I looked up in the dictionary because I know sometimes I use sayings and they don't mean the same thing over here. So I want to be sure that I have the right thing. And it said, a positive, encouraging and motivating phrase to get to the punchline. Yeah. That works. Encouraging to state the point and to return something to its rightful location. The punchline. We know the punchline. We know it's about love. But sometimes we think that punchline is a passive thing, that we know we can love and it's passive and it doesn't require any action. But actually it's a very active word, it's a very active meaning to this season. And the rightful location is returning love to the center of everything that we do. And sometimes love gets put to one side or the other, or is only there for friends, people we like. But actually it needs to be at the center of everything that we do. And so bringing it home today is about what that Christmas message means and how we can take it into our daily living so that when we get to Christmas next year, we're actually maybe a little bit more prepared than we were this year. And maybe more prepared than we were the year before. Some of us are breathing a sigh of relief that we got through Christmas. I saw somebody's post on Facebook that said, Christmas Day we had however many people come, and then Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, we had so many people come that day. And then the day after we had this, and today I'm so relieved that it's all over. I don't want to berate that person. I wonder why it's a relief that it's over. Because isn't it a joy to be able to share that time with people who are special to us? I know it's hard work. Well, there are practical ways to make it easier, and I could give you some of them, but that's not what today's about. Some of us were celebrating the wonderful gifts that we got. There's a few nods around the place. I've seen some of your gifts on Facebook. Kathy, did you bring those wonderful crate things to you this morning?
Working on it.
You're working on it? Does that mean that you're working on eating them all before you bring it? Some of us slept through Christmas or did our best to put it to one side and not even touch it. Because we know that people in our congregation struggled this year. Things had happened in their lives and they really couldn't face the frivolity in the parties. But all of that is an external Christmas. The presents, the people, the cooking, the mess, the noise, the family fallouts. How many of them were there? That's all the secular stuff. That's the external stuff, the showy stuff. The true meaning of Christmas is within us. And the love that we have and the work that we do for other people. Now I know some people are a little better at displaying their works to others in a public way. And I found this wonderful quote by J. Packer. And it says, "The Christmas spirit does not shine out in the Christian snob." Does that word translate? Yeah. You should have laughed more. But the Christmas spirit is a spirit of those who, like God, live their whole lives on the principle of making themselves poor, spending and being spent to enrich their community, giving time, trouble, care and concern to do good to others and not just their own friends, in whatever way there seems need. I love that first line. The Christmas spirit does not shine out in the Christian snob. Because sometimes, because we're pious and holy and we go to church at Christmas, that makes us the best Christians ever. And if we put in Easter as well, oh my gosh, we are wearing a tiara and a crown. Our slide today talks about the work of Christmas. And it says, when the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost. How do we find the lost? You know, I know that the parable of the sheep, the one sheep, let's leave the other 99, go find the one. And sometimes we use that saying as a way to kind of bring people to Christ in a very, what's the word? In a very religious way. For me, and I always say this in my sermons, this is my truth, you don't have to agree with me. You can come and dialogue with me, I love it. Nita?
I'll meet you at 5 after 12.
For me, finding the lost is people who have lost their way in life, who cannot find hope, who cannot find something to live for. And that maybe we can be that joy, maybe we can be the person that helps them to find their purpose in life. Now, if they come to a place where they find Jesus it meets their need, fantastic. If they don't, but they find their purpose and hope in life, I believe that we have brought it home. The second part is to heal the broken. How many of us were broken when we came to this place? I know, I hear the story of people who were broken when they found MCC. They've been broken by other churches who wouldn't let them in or wouldn't treat them as they would want to be treated. We can bring it home by keeping this place as a place that helps all people. Not the people that fit in, not the people that we think, oh, they'll do well, they can serve on the board or they can be giving lots of money. But the people who need to hear a message of inclusive love. To feed the hungry. March does that quite well. Yes. But you know, feeding the hungry is more than just food. It's about spirit as well. And each of us, I believe, has it within us to feed the hungry. Our quilting bee, for example, their hunger is for love, to know that they are cared for, and to be warmth. The homeless need to feel that warmth. And so they make quilts and give packs. So yes, we can go and feed the hungry with food. There are places around town that do that. But from our heart, we can also feed the spirit and feed the need. I'm going to skip to release the prisoner because I know that's a little difficult because there are laws in the land. But I would say that sometimes that we can be present with people who are in prison. And we have a program that you can be part of to share with people who are in prison. We have a trans lady who's living in a male prison at the moment. And you know, our job may not be to release her because, you know, of her calling, but it may be to release her of her inner bondage of where she is and to give her a sense of love and community. To rebuild the nations. That always seems to me like it's a little big. I don't know about you, but there are so many nations around the world that need building, and I believe that America is one of them at the moment. But what I'm seeing is a unity across quite a lot of America where they want people to feel love and feel supported and to feel part of community. And so there are community projects that we can be involved in. One of the ones that we are a part of this year is the interfaith, what's it called? Sandra, give me the building, Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. Sandra's been part of the Women Build, but also we are part of the Interfaith Build, which starts in January. We're building a house. All the churches, we build the house. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So if you want to be part of that program, you can. It's a way of bringing home Christmas. You know, to a family who have to give so many hours in order to get the house, and they have to pay as they have to run their house and, you know, financially, but it's made possible because people come together as a community. And part of that, there have been several houses in one community that have been built, and the community didn't have the best reputation. Didn't have very good spirit, and each house that has come has given the whole community a sense of worth and a sense of that everybody else coming into them and helping them. And so, you know, by helping one family helps a lot. The last build, some of the neighbours came over and welcomed this new family, brought them gifts and welcomed them to the community, which would have never happened. We can bring it home. To bring peace. You know, I've preached on peace. I preached on peace in December. We can bring peace to each other, peace to this place, peace in the world. And the best way to bring peace is to love. Because if you love your neighbour, whether you are politically diametrically opposed, if you love your neighbour, you want the best for them. You will not have anything harm them. And therefore, we find peace. And then to make music in the heart. I love music. I think music does so much. I was listening to some before the service that just helped me to prepare for the service. To make music in the heart. You know, it may be that you have a musical gift and you join the choir. It may be you don't have such a musical gift, that you may not wish to join the choir, but share that musical gift with yourself in the shower. I'm definitely not naming names. But you know, we can make music for each other. It doesn't have to be on an instrument or with a voice. But we can share music that we found. I know Margaret put some in the newsletter that she finds, and she finds inspiring and shares it. And if it doesn't touch you, send her something that does, that she can share next month.
Yes.
We don't all have the same musical taste, but if we make the music from our heart and really hear it, that it's speaking to somebody else's heart, that's a beautiful way to bring home the love of God. So as a community here at Trinity, but Sandra and I were talking about the next year and talking about what we want to do as a theme for the year. We want a theme to thread through everything. And so we've said it is the year of growth. Now, is this about growing numerically? No. I would say that, you know, it's not all about bums on seats. Because I'm in trouble. It's not always about bums on seats. But if we want to do all the work that we're going to do, we do need the people to do it. We've had a lot of people that have given hours and hours and hours to this church so that we are here today. They're tired. We need a new generation of people to come up and to be willing to give of themselves so that we can do everything that we need to do. And without each of us, this church won't grow. Social justice takes more than one person. It looks very pretty if one person's there with a little banner saying, don't do that. If there are 40 people there singing this little light of mine, I am going to let it shine. It has a lot more impact. Feeding the homeless, healing the broken, rebuilding the nations. It needs all of us to do it. And I ask you, in fact, I beg of you, to think about what it is that you are willing to give this church for the next year. To think about what it is that you are willing to share that will help other people know that they are loved unconditionally. Not to get them in and keep them in a fishing net and trap them in this church. That's not what it's about. Because some people will come here, as we have known from the past, that need a place of sanctuary. And then they need to move on. But whatever it is that they need, we need the people and the building, the new building. We need the new building. I'm going to claim it. I want to see that ground broken this year. I want to see that new building built this year. So if you are good at corporate fundraising, please come and see me. Or something. I want to share with you a quote. The Christmas spirit will elude you till a selfless love consumes you and the joy of giving moves you. I don't want to guilt you into giving this year. This is not talking about giving money. But I do want to ask you to think about the gifts that you have. We have lights that are out in the car park that we've tried fixing. We need people to come and fix them. We need, the grounds need serious work on. We've had some storms. We need some new gardens built. We need cupboards sorted. We need everything taken down after Christmas. We need somebody to help us with building a new website. There is a list of things that we need. And if you feel able, or if you have a gift that I haven't mentioned, you like doing liturgical dance, you like decorating things, you like making things, come and see me. Come and see Sandra. This church will grow and flourish because of you. Jesus needed the disciples to do stuff. Otherwise he would have walked around and done it on his own. But he needed the disciples. And we need you. So I invite you to think about what you can do to bring it home.
You can forget about that 12:05 appointment. I'll give you.
Okay. I don't even know if I need to do it. This probably causes me more anxiety than anything in the world. But God in His infinite wisdom, had a prelude today. Bringing it home, that's what we need to do. And Catherine's right. There are so many ways that you can give your time, your talents, and your money. Carla, do they have quids and bobs and is that what they call it? Quids? Okay. If you got any of those laying around, those would be helpful too.
What are they needed?
What is it? Is it 25 cents?
A quid is a pound.
Oh, a quid is a pound. Is that $1? No. Well, I didn't study finance. I have no idea. But you get the point. Open your hearts, open your minds, open your wallets, and just help this church grow and reach people with your love.
Join me in singing How Love
Oh, hey, I love his mouth.
given us and the portion that we can give back to you. Thank you for all that you've done for us. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.